This is how you play Kerry's song. Okay, so that wasn't the cleanest playthrough, but I'll go through the song slowly now and I'll explain everything that needs explaining. So we start off with a power chord and then a percussive hit. It does that a lot in this song. Bar that with your index finger. And then there's a hammer-on. That's a hammer-on as well, and a pull-off. Then back to... And on the strumming part, this is I find this kind of hard. You have to use what's called articulation, or hitting certain strings a bit harder to get the melody line to come through. First off, there's this chord, lift off, so that the high E rings out afterwards. And then bar the 3 strings here on the 2nd fret, then pinky and ring finger on the 4th frets, thumb over, and then lift off here and put your middle finger on the 2nd fret there. So there it's... And then there's this G chord. And then I'm muting the A string. And then it's I tried to hit the B string a bit harder on the end there. So it becomes. And then to an E minor. Pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string. Lift off. Back on. And then your ring finger on the 2nd fret on the E string. So it becomes. And then back to this. And then you hit the 5th fret on the high E. And then on the 5th fret on the B string, and a slide up to 6th fret. Back to the 5th fret. And then there's this chord that is kind of hard. And you're going to play a melody like that. And then bar the 2nd fret on the high E to get that note at the end of the melody that goes like. Back to this. When you get to the E minor here, you don't have the. That's the first time you play the E minor in this chord progression. The second time you get to this chord, it's. And then back to this. And after this chord, there's this part, the slide thing. 2nd to 5th fret. Also slide here. Then 7th fret on the B string. And then to the 3rd fret. And I use I pluck the 7th fret on the B string here quite hard. To get that sound. Not like this, but quite fast. And then you have the next part here, which I find kind of hard, because you need those percussive hits here as well, in between the chords. And a lot of people were asking me in the last Cyberpunk video about what I do with my right hand. I usually use my thumb on the E and A string, and then I place my index finger on the D, and then I place my middle finger on the G string, then I have my ring finger on the B, and on the high E I use my pinky. A lot of people don't use their pinky when they play fingerstyle, but I do. But when stuff becomes too hard, I usually string skip my lower fingers one step down. So I have my index finger on the G, my middle finger on the B, and the ring finger on the high E. So I'll try to show you on this part an example. So I play with my pinky here, and here I string skip one step down. reason is because playing this part is very hard to do with my pinky. Doesn't sound as good, so I string skip there and do it with these three. And then there's back to the first riff, but it ends a bit differently. This is where it gets different. So it's a power chord. And then I lift off, bar with my index finger. And then it's back to the chords. And then it's back to the and on that part I when you play this and when I hit the high E I lift off the second fret on the E string, so that gets muted. Together here, second fret, and the low E open. Back to the chords. And when you get to this chord, this time, it's back to this. And then to the intro riff again, but with the alternate ending that we did the second time. And then you can play any variation of those like parts and riffs however you want, for as long as you like. Okay, so I hope you found this video lesson helpful. If you would like to see more music content like this, then please subscribe. I also have big plans for this channel. I'll be explaining those in a upcoming channel intro, since I don't have one of those yet. And I would really like to create a community where we can do collaborations and share tips and tricks about playing guitar and music in general, and how to do home recording stuff. And by subscribing, you're really helping me out. When I get to 1000 subscribers, I can monetize my channel and earn some extra cash. And when we reach that goal, I will be giving away my multi-effect zoom, I think it's called. Yeah, the G5 pedal board. The reason is that I don't use it anymore, and hopefully it will make someone else a little happier. So consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.